supposed to be a place of refuge.
I mean, it's been awesome, but I haven't been at peace at all.
But for this Memphis mother, it's been everything but. She didn't want to be identified, but lives at the El Dorado Apartments off Ketchum Road. She says she started noticing issues in her unit back in June. Here's an email she sent her leasing office on June 22nd asking for someone to come out. What's been done since then?
Nothing. They have sent someone out. They did spray bleach on the walls, but that's it.
As the leaks and mold have spread to other parts of her apartment, she's been sleeping in the living room with her young son.
The bathroom is horrible. It's molded. I have a 3-year-old. He's constantly getting sick.
She sent another email to the leasing office just yesterday expressing how overwhelming these issues are, asking for another unit.
It's just devastating. It just feels like she doesn't care. It's like, why should I have to pay rent if I'm living in this condition? You know, like, what's so hard about just giving us another unit?
We went to the leasing office and were greeted with this sign saying it was closed due to COVID. We called the number on the door and the voicemail box was full. A manager finally responded via email saying it's being taken care of. But the tenant said that hasn't happened yet, as she continues to feel unsafe in her own home.
Because I'm getting sick at home because of the mold.
Reporting from the airport area, Janae Lewis, WREG News Channel 3.
First at 10, mold covering the ceiling and the walls at a local apartment. Ugh. The mother turning to us and city leaders after her call for a fix went unanswered.
Came in here, sprayed bleach on it, and then spray painted it, and they went on a happy way.
Now the mother fears the mold is making her family sick. Tonight, KSHP 41's Megan Abundis went to the apartment complex for answers.
It's a right all KC tenants have: access to a safe and healthy home environment. I'm Megan Abundis. One KC mom and renter continues to fight for her safe place, and that's after finding a lot of mold, and she and her kids have respiratory illnesses. The hoop she's had to jump through just to be heard.
Kamisha Swinton and her family spend a lot of time outside because inside,
Ain't no way that they should be uncomfortable in their own house.
Swinton is dealing with mold in her Canyon Creek apartment.
Maintenance request again. Nobody came. Maintenance request again. Still nobody came. Called over there. Get hung up on. Physically go over there. Then they want to send somebody here. He takes the kids' medicine cabinet off. Nothing but mold all behind the medicine cabinet. Full of mold. Grabbed a thing of bleach, came in here, sprayed bleach on it, and then spray painted it. And they went on a happy way.
With walls turning colors and ceiling crumbling, she called the city's health department's tenant program, Healthy Homes.
She came in, she put the mold tester on the wall, mold all on the bathroom wall, all on their room wall.
The city came back with this report: violations that are health hazardous. The city gave the apartment complex 24 hours to fix it.
This is what they did to the kids' room.
Apartment staff opened up the wall, sprayed more mold, and left this fan. Healthy Homes re-inspected it, and the job did not pass.
The maintenance man himself told me that it's a piping problem. So therefore, if it's a piping issue, it's going to keep happening. So regardless if y'all take bleach and try to kill the mold and put it back on there, it's going to keep happening until y'all fix the pipes.
The problem bad enough, they all went to see a doctor.
My daughter actually been staying at my parents' house because she has a real cough. All the kids have upper respiratory infections. I have one.
We tried repeatedly to contact the leasing office and ownership group, Landmark Realty, but we were hung up on.
That's all I wanted, was the issue to be fixed the right way.
In Kansas City, I'm Megan Abundis, KSHB 41 News.
A woman living at the Brook Apartments in Temple says the mold in her apartment is so bad it's actually making her sick. Now she wants out of her lease.
But it may cost her a pretty penny even after finding mold in her unit. So what should someone do in this predicament? 6 News reporter Adriana Alexander explains.
I'm sorry, but I'm not paying that termination fee.
Living at the Brook Apartments has been a nightmare for Severiana Arizmendi. She's been living at the complex for more than a year, but in March, heavy rain flooded her apartment. Now she says she's got mold growing in the vents and on the walls. She says management has not been helpful.
They said that they aren't legally able to say what it is because there's no test. And so I told her, I said, I'm going to go get the test myself and I'll do it myself.
Those test results were positive, but she says the leasing office still wasn't much help.
And I said, like, what can y'all do about this? Like, what's the plan now? And so she said that she has to talk to her district manager about what to figure out, and I told her that I do want to get out my lease.
She was told by the Brook Apartments property manager that she could not break her lease free of charge because the apartment complex was purchased by another company before she reported mold in her unit. So the company that now owns the Brook Apartments would now charge her a fee of more than $1,000 to get out of her lease.
This is uninhabitable, so I can't live in this situation anymore.
Arizmendi hasn't been using her AC for the last month because of the mold. She says the air from the vents is making her very sick. 6 News legal expert Liz Mitchell says taking this situation to court could be the best option.
She does have a few options, but it's going to involve a court order. When you enter into a lease agreement, you've entered into a contract. And basically, it's a really high threshold. You know, we're talking about a notch below, it's uninhabitable. You know, we're talking about the mold is so bad that it's going to materially affect someone's health.
Adriana Alexander, 6 News.
Well, the property manager declined to comment when asked about these claims.
Now, if you find yourself in a similar situation, the first step would be to send a certified letter to the landlord with the date, not just a text, an email, or a repair portal. If a week passes and there's been no attempt, then you have more options, but you may want to consult with a lawyer at that point.
But it's important that you keep paying your rent on time and not withhold it because of lack of repairs. If you don't pay, the law may lean toward the landlord.
And you'll definitely be feed for that. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we've told you about several mold cases in the last few days, and tonight we're sharing another. One woman's house has mold on top of mold on top of mold. WFF 48's Jenna Ray spoke with that woman today. Jenna, how does she say the mold is affecting her family?
Kim, it's in every corner of her home on Dallas Avenue near downtown. She's tried bleach and other home remedies, but nothing has done the trick. She even claims that she has been hospitalized because of it for 7 days.
It's on their pillows, it's on the floor, it's on their shoes, and it's even in their air vents. The Brandon family has mold in almost every room of their house.
Mold infestation. We have mold so bad to the point where it's on our front door and it's in our rooms and downstairs. It's hard to live in this house.
Kiyomi Brandon has lived here with her daughters for over 1.5 years.
What does it matter? You're in there now. That's what she told me.
After calling Huntsville Housing Authority several times, there is still mold.
Right here we have mold. Our cabinet has fallen off, so I'm not trying to pull it out of the way. But we have mold all right here. Inside the cabinets, this is where we keep our foods.
It's where they eat, but it's also where they sleep.
This is where she sleeps, the one with the asthma. And she sleeps right here, but it's like mold here, right here, all right there in the corner.
It's even in their air conditioning. That's brand new. Brandon says she's worried because her and her kids' asthma is severely affected by this mold.
There's the reason why she was doing a lot of coughing up, the mucus and stuff. It was dark. It was not green like the normal sinus infection. She had spots of black stuff in her mucus.
I called the housing authority several times today about Brandon's situation specifically. I even went to the main office to try and get a comment from someone. However, they just sent me an email an hour later. That email said, quote, while we cannot comment on any specific tenant situation, what we can say is that we take the issue of mold seriously. And if there is evidence of mold brought to our attention, we move to remedy the situation quickly. Again, Brandon says that she has let the HHA know about this situation several times. However, in the last 1.5 years that she has lived at this residence, nothing has been done. Live in Huntsville, Jenna Ray, WAFF 48 News.